Here's one more book, and this is the birth of Jesus. This skips clear to the New Testament.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to read the story. See baby Jesus? See the donkey peeking around the corner? Turn. For a long time the Jews had been ruled by King Herod, who was cruel and wicked. One day an angel appeared to Mary, a Jewish girl, and said, "Mary, you're going to have a baby son who will become king of all the Jews." Mary was astonished. She said, "But I've not even been married." The angel replied, "Don't worry. This will be God's child, Jesus." Turn. The angel also visited a carpenter called Joseph who wanted to marry Mary. The angel said, "Mary's going to have a very special baby. He'll be a great king and the child of God." Turn. Joseph and Mary were married and lived in Nazareth. Just before the baby was ready to be born, they had to go to Bethlehem. As they were arriving in Bethlehem, Mary said to Joseph, "We must find somewhere to stay. The baby's going to be born very soon." Turn. Joseph went from door to door asking, "Can we stay here?" But every house was full. Even the inn had no rooms to spare. But the innkeeper was sorry for Mary, and he said, "You can rest in the stable with the animals if you like." That night Mary's baby was born in the stable, and Mary put him to bed on the straw in the manger. She told Joseph, "We'll call him Jesus." All around were the animals, the cows, the donkeys, the camels, sheep, the goat. They all looked at the tiny sleeping baby. Turn. That same night some shepherds were in a nearby field looking after their sheep. Suddenly they saw a bright light and an angel, and they were frightened. Turn. But the angel said, "Don't be afraid. I bring good news. The king you've been waiting for is here at last. He's a tiny baby lying in a manger in a stable in Bethlehem." Then the shepherds saw many more angels, and they were singing, "Glory to God in the highest." Turn. The shepherds hurried off to Bethlehem and found the stable. They went in. They saw Mary and Joseph with Jesus and the beasts standing around. They were very excited and went away to tell everyone what had happened. Turn. Far away in the east, some wise men saw a new and a brilliant star, and they guessed that at last the King of the Jews had been born. They made the long journey to Jerusalem. When they got there, they went to King Herod and told him they had come to look for the new king. Turn. When King Herod heard there was another king, he was troubled. He said to the wise men, "Go and find this child and then come back and tell me about him." Actually, he planned to kill the baby Jesus. Turn. The wise men set off again after the bright star, and it led them to Bethlehem. It seemed to be just over the roof of the stable where Mary and Joseph and Jesus were. The wise men went into the stable and saw Jesus. They gave him rich gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Turn. That night God told the wise men in a dream not to tell King Herod about the baby, so they went back to their homes in the far east. And when the wise men did not come back to Jerusalem, Herod knew he'd been tricked. He ordered his soldiers to kill all the baby boys in Bethlehem. Turn.
Why is he doing that? Cutting it.
Because he couldn't find all the baby boys. An angel told Joseph, "Take Mary and the baby and go to Egypt. There you will be safe from the King Herod." So Joseph and Mary set off in the dark and escaped from Herod's soldiers. They stayed in Egypt until Herod was dead. Turn. Then it was safe for them to come back to their home in Nazareth, where Joseph worked as a carpenter.
Look, he's a boy.
Yeah. And this is Joseph Happy. That's the end.